Hello everyone! I've actually got an unboxing for you today from Everything Dinosaur. This is quite a rare event these days between life finding a way, I suppose, and life events and middle age, and I do greatly appreciate those of you who still tune in to watch a middle-aged cat lady talk about certain very specific dinosaur figures that she loves from a company who she loves, which is Everything Dinosaur. Because I feel that Everything Dinosaur, the service they provide and the dedication and the care and real love they have for dinosaurs, you know, that's something that's worth being patient for and for supporting, very, very much so. And today, I just placed this order the other day, I've got a brand new Rebor Diplodocus. I think this is the Stargazer, or is it the Catch the Rainbow? This is Catch the Rainbow. I couldn't remember which one I'd ordered. I knew it was a female version up the door. So, here we have the box for Catch the Rainbow. I'm going to pop her open and have a look. This is a really hefty box. There's a nice information card here, which shows that fuzzy blank on the back. And this is included, so I thought having a bit of a look at that later. I think this particular figure is based on Dippy. It was, of course, a cast of Dippy was donated to the Natural History Museum in London by Andrew Carnegie. Around about 100 years ago now, and of course Dippy's been on tour. It's one of the iconic dinosaur skeleton reproductions in the known world. So this figure is packaged in several different parts in a little poly bags. Hang on, let's see if I can show you the box. Yeah, so it comes kind of like this. So obviously the tail and the neck here are flexible. I'm really looking forward to this figure. I've got to be very specific about what figures I buy these days. I've got a wish list as long as my arm. You know, obviously I wish I could make good on, but whether or not I'll ever be able to. The head section, I mean, even just slightly disembodied like this is absolutely gorgeous. Some fantastic facial detail in there. I think the skull detail was based on that reconstruction of it as well, but because of the soft tissue across the top of the skull with sauropods, you know, it doesn't really matter too much. The shape of the head in this case is going to be pretty much spot on. So the final third section, this fantastic big robust body. So I'm going to try and assemble all of this for you now. Make sure I'll not do a drink a coke and put the wrong end on. This might need some hot water treatment. I've got a feeling that Catch the Rainbow's neck here might be quite a stiff fit. Oh, once it's going to go in there, it's never going to come out again, that's for sure. Dearie me. Yeah, so anyway, there's a slot in the neck here which corresponds to the slot on the neck, and there's also a bit of a gasket around here as well, so once that's on, that really should be on. And it can only go on one way. Again, not to do an Edward drink a cup, but this thing. Oh, I think I might have to come back to this with some hot water. Let's have a go at the tail. Similar situation with the tail, you can't put it on upside down because it's got a gasket and a slot at the bottom, so it can only go in one way, and fortunately it's a totally different shape to the head end. Tail appears to be going on a little better. Yep, so we now have a very headless sauropod dinosaur. It'll be great for a Halloween video. Right, please bear with me. And apologies to, because I do greatly appreciate anybody who still tunes in and just a middle-aged cat lady blather on about very specific toy dinosaurs in an age where attention spans are increasingly short. It means a lot. I do greatly appreciate it. Oh, this could be quite a tough one. Please bear with me, I'll be back in a minute. So we have an initial review from my other half, who I've had to bring in for his strength just to get the neck on here. As you can see, there's a little bit of a seam line visible, but initial review is, wow, that's a whopper. And this figure really is, it's absolutely gigantic. I can't get the whole thing in camera here. I've had the tail totally stretched out. It's absolutely gigantic. I don't think I've ever had such a big sauropod figure, and let's face it, the PMSO thing along here is pretty huge, and obviously it's slightly taller than Rebor's Dippy here, but nowhere near the size. So anyway, it took some finagling to get the neck in position here. The tail went on relatively easily, as you can see, Both the head end and the tail end have got a great degree of flexibility for posing options here. So I didn't realise there's actually a version of this available as well, which is non-painted, so you can actually decorate one of these yourself if you get it. It's about the same price. Something I was tempted by. I mean, it's lovely that you can have them in different poses. Of course, the body section, the legs are in that pose regardless of which model you get. But the first impression of this figure, I'm just absolutely blown away by it. See if I can get a close-up of the head here for you. Oh, good grief. Let's see if I can get it to focus on Dippy's head here. There we go. So you can see the amount of detail on the face here, and this really is, it's recognisable as Dippy. It's absolutely tremendous. What an absolutely gorgeous figure. I mean, sauropods do have a tendency to look a wee bit derpy, and this one is no exception. Dippy derpy. But you can see there's a phenomenal amount of detail on this little head here. I mean, it's not much bigger than the end of my finger, you know, it's in beautiful scale. It's just absolutely gorgeous. I did have a model of Claire Deering somewhere, which is kind of to scale with our Chasing the Rainbow figure here. You can also adjust the neck here, because there's some schools of thought that these kind of sauropods, rather than hold their neck out as a counterbalance, held their heads more upright, as that tends to be the standard for modern animals. I'm not too sure either way. I like the idea of, I have a sort of engineering interest, so I like the idea of it being kind of cantilevered with a balance at either end. I cannot believe this tail just goes on forever. So the detailing on this figure is absolutely phenomenal. Rebor have done a really good job, and it's nice to see that they are starting to do slightly more scientifically rigorous figures. I love the fact that they've included the Caractacus crest. There's a big difference here to the crest. There's a big difference in size as well. It's approximately double the size of Eofaunus Diplodocus. Absolutely extraordinary size difference going on here, as you can see. There's a slight difference in the way they've arranged the Caractacus spines along the back, and also there's some dermal armour on Eofaunus, which is quite nicely arranged, slightly random as well, which tends to figure with the skin impressions that are known from sauropods. You know, it's known that they had Caractacus crests along the back in certain patches anyway, so it's inferred that that went all along. Mine's missing a spine here, which I think is a minor manufacturing defect, and it's certainly not something I'm going to worry about, because you see modern reptiles and birds with strange injuries and bits missing all the time, so that's really not something I'm going to complain about. You know, the skin is not over detailed or anything like that. It's beautifully done. There's no shrink wrapping. There's no over musculature, which, you know, really characterised a lot of Rebor's earlier attempts at doing sort of scientifically rigorous dinosaurs. I love the fact there is a bulge at the base of the tail here in this female Diplodocus figure, as that's quite a common thing in modern reptiles. It's just an absolutely beautifully done figure. You can see how high the spines are above the hips. You can see that, you know, obviously the pelvis is under here, it's pinched in quite a bit. So, you know, this is where, you know, Diplodocus is named for its double beam, and it's inferred that it could rise onto its hind legs with good powerful muscle attachments here, which would have been a truly remarkable sight to see. It's just absolutely beautiful. They've also chosen to detail the skin with a double row of little scoots here as well, and these are nice and neatly arranged. I think as humans we like to see things nice and neatly arranged, and it's beautifully done. The colours are showing up quite nicely on the camera. As you can see, there's some slightly bluish tones on Catch the Rainbow here. There's slight discrepancies in the transition of the paint scheme, which is quite inevitable. The same was true of Rebor's Kiss figure. There was a slight jarring transition between the tail and the body where that was attached. There was a sudden sort of change from black stripes on to sort of pale grey stripes on the tail. And then here we've got a slightly more brownish tone along the neck, which graduates into this far richer coloured body here, as you can see. But that's not really too big an issue. I mean, this really, for the presence of this figure and for the value of it as well. And I can't believe that I've got it in my hands already. Look at the tail. You know, it's so flexible. It's absolutely amazing. Brilliant. Absolutely fantastic stuff from Rebor here. So, as you can see, it's a much chunkier take on Diplodocus than Eofaunus' highly gracile specimen here. I'm not too sure which one would be sort of more accurate if you like. I mean, it could be different times of the year, you know, Diplodocus is better fed, or the proportions are very similar. It's just that I think in a way I kind of like the Rebor one because it's a bit less gracile. They are tending to, they've always had a tendency to make the figures quite chunky, but the latest ones, you know, the more scientifically accurate ones they're going for are a lot more so. Even the forthcoming Giganotosaurus, which I think we're probably all looking forward to. It's going to be a pretty definitive Giganotosaurus, that one. Smack itself across the face with Diplodocus' head here. Look at the detail on that. Absolutely beautifully painted long hair as well. Fabulous detailing. Very, very impressed with this figure. So I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this figure with me. Struggles and all. I mean, that is something to watch out for. As the Diplodocus figures go, as sauropod figures go, this is, you know, on first impressions, definitely one you should pick up. I mean, apart from the value of it, you know, head yourself over to Everything Dinosaur to check out this figure. What you'd pay for a figure this size from other companies, I've dread to think. So this came in at, you know, just over £60, including the postage and packing, and, you know, it's arrived within 24 hours of me placing the order from Everything Dinosaur, so that's fantastic. You're not going to get a nicer sauropod figure than this for, you know, that kind of money, and you're certainly not going to get better service, you know, than you will get from Everything Dinosaur as well. So I'll leave a link in the description below. You know, it's by no means a perfect figure. There's one or two seams. There's a seam around the head, there's seams around the limbs as well, but you're really struggling to pick faults with this. It really is an absolutely phenomenal, hefty, weighty figure, beautifully detailed. You know, excellent stuff from Rebor, this really. You've got to hand it to them. So thank you for bearing with me during this video. I have got what we'll call the lurgy around here, which is a general catch-all term for unpleasant cold and flu-like viruses. So apologies if my content's been poorer than usual, but I hope you've enjoyed having a look at this Diplodocus and at a couple of the comparisons with this figure as well. And hopefully I shall see you in the next video.